How's it going, guys? Cody back again, dropping yet another video. Right, for those that have just come across my channel, because obviously Tommy Robinson's hot topic at the moment and stuff like that. I'm a former prisoner, and like I said, I dropped a video last night with it's got like 15,000 views in like less than 24 hours. But the thing is, the information that was passed down yesterday, I took my information from a guy on YouTube called InfoWars. It's a Yank. He speaks to Callan Robertson, who purports to be the manager of Tommy Robinson now. This Callan, whatever he's called, is definitely something to do with Tommy Robinson. He's got 49,000 followers on Twitter, and obviously he's purporting that he's speaking to Tommy Robinson on a daily basis and stuff, and he's only posting things when it's signed off by the legal team. Now, it was reported that he'd been moved from HMP Hull, and it was rumoured, that's the right word, rumoured, to move to HMP Leicester, right, which apparently 71% of the population are Muslim or migrants. That's not actually necessarily true. According to the most recent inspection of HMP Leicester, the Muslim population at HMP Leicester was just 44, which amounts to 14.3%. Apparently, Tommy's not in that prison though. This Callan Robertson, whatever he's called, he, for some reason, they're not actually saying what prison Tommy's in, because they probably think that people are going to turn up at the prison, protest, get cherry pickers, get up onto the walls and protest about Tommy and something, which then they feel that could come back on Tommy. So it's rumoured that he was in that prison, but like I say, people saying he's not, people saying he is. It's all rumours, but like I say, this Callan Robertson should just say what prison he's in, so people can write to Tommy, show Tommy the support, send him postal orders and stuff like that, and also obviously call for the prison to look after him and stuff, because the truth is he's going to be murdered by the state. Now, it's also rumoured that Tommy Robinson has been put into HMP Onley, right, which is in Rugby near Warwickshire, which is nowhere near Leicester, which is a Cat C prison operated by Her Majesty's Prison Service with an operational capacity of 742. Residential wings A to E are 60 single cells with internal sanitation, in-cell electricity and televisions. I wing, which is the resettlement wing, holds 100 prisoners in 50 double cells, all with internal sanitation. J and K wings, substance misuse recovery unit, which is on K wing, both hold 75 prisoners each in 15 double cells and 45 single cells. L wing was added in 2009 with 8 double cells and 56 single cells, all with in-cell showers. L wing houses only prisoners on enhanced level IEP. For those that don't know, IEP stands for Incentives Earned Privileges. It's a behavioural program run within the prison. You've got basic, you've got entry, which is like basic means you've been in trouble, you've had a nicking, you might be on CC, cell confinement, you've had a nicking, you're in trouble, you've got no TV, you're locked up 23 hours a day, you get out for half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. Then you've got entry level, which means your first 2 weeks in the prison, you can spend £10 a week. Then when you go after 2 weeks, you go to standard, and then after you're on standard for a bit, which means you can spend more money, and then eventually you become enhanced, which means you get an extra visit a month and you can spend more on the canteen, and you can buy like a PlayStation 2 and stuff. So it's an incentives based from the Ministry of Justice. So the criteria, the reception criteria for Onley Prison, if he is indeed in Onley Prison, is a Category C prison, which again I find very strange. They threw Tommy in a Cat B prison. Most prisoners, like I say, you've got people in Strangeways, which is the only Cat A in the northwest, but only actually houses 40 Cat A prisoners. It's known as a local prison. It's a multi-category prison. You've got Cat C's in that prison. You've got Cat B's in that prison. Then you go to Cat B's, you've got Cat B and Cat C prisoners. And then in Cat C, you'll have prisoners with a Cat D status just waiting to be moved. So I find if he is in Onley Prison, I find that very strange. That, but there's 2 ways you can look at it. Onley's going to be less secure than obviously a maximum security prison like Frankland, Belmarsh, Strangeways. So there's 2 ways you can look at it. You can look at it and think, oh, well, they put him in a Cat C because there's less security and there's less screws. Or, like I say, they're not going to do Tommy Robinson any favours, so why they put him in a Cat C if he is indeed in Onley Prison? Now, moving on from that, this Callan Robertson, at 1 PM he tweeted, "Just spoke directly with Tommy. Situation is still very bad. We'll release specific info this evening or as soon as his legal team give the all clear. 4:14 p.m. of today. Tommy's new cell consists of just a blue mat on the floor. The references in his file relating to him being a high-risk prisoner were all removed, and that is why he was placed on a wing with many Muslim prisoners. Now, that's not... When Tommy lands at the prison, right, whenever you are processed, when you get sent to prison, you get processed, and when you get shipped in and stuff, your file goes with you. Now, like I say, he could say, look, I want to go on the numbers and blah, 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 and they would have to put him on the numbers. So the fact that they're saying that they've taken the high risk from his paperwork, don't necessarily buy into that. But again, the state are trying to get Tommy Robinson murdered in prison. I'm going to go on to that a bit further down the line, you'll see. And the fact he's been put in a single cell would show that he was on high, unless he's in the segregation unit. You've got, like I said, he could go onto the segregation unit, he could go onto the protection wing, which is mostly paedophiles, rapists, kiddie fiddlers, but you do get other people that have gone onto the numbers on there. Then you've got OP, which is own protection, which in my experience you can serve in general population behind your door, where you get out for half an hour in the morning before the other prisoners get out if you're on OP, and half an hour in the evening after the other prisoners have been locked up and stuff. You eat separately to them, you get out separately to them. You 23-hour lockup if you're on OP in general population. Obviously, we've got the segregation unit, and you've also got the numbers. But again, I class Tommy as a ballsy kid. I don't know Tommy Robinson. I just like to make that clear. I've got no links to Tommy Robinson. I've got no communication with him. I'm just coming out from a prisoner's perspective, and I'm taking facts with rumours and stuff to try and see where we are. And like I said, apparently that's why he was placed on a wing with so many Muslim prisoners, according to Caelan Robertson. At 4:16 p.m, he tweeted, the imam at the new prison was telling other inmates that Tommy Robinson was arriving the day before he was transferred. The governor and guards from both prisons had no idea of this move until the last second it happened. Orders came from the top to move him. Now, it was reported yesterday that Sajid Javid, who's the Home Secretary, actually called for the move. Now, the prison system, guys, right, the prisons and stuff are run by the Ministry of Justice. You've got Michael Spur, you've got the Justice Secretary David Gork, and you've got the Prison and Probation Minister Rory Stewart, etc., etc. What he's saying here, so they didn't know, the imam, right, the imam at this prison has allegedly told prisoners. Now, either that's an untrue statement or he's passed the information, but how would he know the information if the governor and the guards didn't know? So I take that with a pinch of salt. I'm trying to give an honest thing, guys. No bullshit. No. Yesterday, like I said, I took my information from a rumour because it came from the mouth of this Caelan Robertson to this Yank and stuff. So, and I felt quite stupid, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to give a level, balanced argument here. At 4:22 today, Caelan Robertson tweeted, prisoners were banging on the walls all night. Normally prisoners don't bang on the walls, they bang on the doors. They kick the shit out of the cell doors, they hammer on the cell doors. Screaming his name, along with death threats, were echoing through the new wing. An official contract has been put out to have him killed within the prison. He is well, but very concerned. Now, an official contract, there would be an amount attached to that. If there was a price on Tommy Robinson's head, which I believe prisoners would do that for free, Muslim prisoners that obviously would kill Tommy Robinson for free. I believe they'd become a martyr or something like that by killing Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson, by placing Tommy Robinson, guys, in prison, right, they're trying to get him killed. But you've got to think, look at the support. Look at the video that I posted last night. Look at the views. Look at the comments, right? I can't even tell you. My phone's been blowing up. I woke up to 215 comments. There's been another 200-300 throughout the day. And there's probably more whilst I'm doing this video. So by putting Tommy in that position, they want to wipe him out. They're trying to kill him off. There's no doubt about it. It's the state are trying to kill Tommy Robinson. And I'm going to go on to why that is in a minute. But like I say, guys, Tommy should have gone on protection. There's an amount of shame and embarrassment by going on the numbers. Like I say, Tommy confronts people, takes it to these people. He's always outnumbered, whether he's on his own or with a camera crew. He's always outnumbered, especially when he turned up at this Leeds Crown Court when he was done for the second contempt of court whilst already on a suspended sentence, which means you automatically go to prison. Goes on here, HMP Hull, which obviously Tommy was previously in, has a Muslim population of about 79, which is, again, as I alluded to, 7.4%. It was rumoured Tommy had been moved to HMP Leicester, where it was reported that there was a 71% migrant or Muslim population. But in fact, according to the most recent inspection of HMP Leicester, where they work out the demographic and stuff, the Muslim population was just 44, which is 14.3%. Now check this out. It is now widely rumoured, again rumours, they don't hold any water, rumours that Tommy Robinson has been moved to HMP Honley, which is nowhere near Leicester, but HMP Honley does have the highest population of Muslim prisoners in the Midlands, with a Muslim population of 30.4%. The second place goes to Loudham Grange, which is also nowhere near Leicester, which has a 24.3% Muslim population. So in fact, Tommy Robinson has been moved from a HMP Hull, where there were just 79 Muslim prisoners, to HMP Honley, which has a Muslim population of 30.4%. Three times, count it, three times what was in HMP Hull. There is no prison in the country that has a 71% Muslim population. Like I say, guys, Tommy Robinson is in extreme danger in prison. There is no doubt about it. Right now, like I say, the fact that he's in a Cat C facility, there'll be less cameras, there'll be less guards. Prisoners get left to it. For those that don't know, here in the UK, prisons are categorised. You've got what they class as Cat A, which is maximum security. You've got B, which is classed as like medium security. Cat C, which is a lower security, and then a Cat D, which is actually an open prison. They're your four category of prisons here in the UK. Like I say, maximum security prisons, they don't just house the worst of the worst. That's a load of rubbish. You get murderers in Cat Bs. You get how it works, right? How it's supposed to work is you get sentenced. You might be if you end up in a Cat A prison, Cat A DOF as we call it. Then years down the line, you could be obviously murder, something like that, attempted murder. Eventually, you'll get a Cat B. Then you'll get a Cat C, and then you'll get from your Cat C, you should get your Cat D, which is readying you for resettlement back into society and stuff. You get day release, you get town visits, stuff like that. Obviously, if you're a Cat B or a Cat C prisoner, eventually you'll get your Cat C. I've been released from Cat B prisons. I've been a Cat B. I was a Cat C prisoner, and then I got released from a Cat B. I know prisoners that have gone through all four, through Cat A, Cat B, Cat C, and released from Cat D. Kenneth Moy, he was one of them, the M25 road rage killer. He did his Cat A, Cat B, Cat C, Cat D, and eventually got out. Like I say, guys, the prison system here in the UK is a powder keg, very, very paranoid place. By putting Tommy Robinson in any prison in the UK, any tension is going to be heightened because obviously Islam it's an ideology, it's a political ideology. The idea of Islam, for me personally, guys, without knowing too much, but I nearly converted to Islam many, many moons ago. But I came back from the brink, and a lot of people are making, because of my beard and stuff, saying shave it, you look like a Muslim. I get on with Muslims, I speak to Muslims, but my honest assessment, guys, is the only difference between extremism, a Muslim extremist and a Muslim is a Muslim extremist acts on what he reads in the Quran, reference kafirs, non-believers. The aim of Islam, in my opinion, is world domination. Outbreed us, kill us, take over the world, so that one day everyone in the world is a Muslim. The fastest growing religion in the world, guys. I get in a taxi now and go to Manchester. I often get Muslim cab drivers that are talking to me about Islam and stuff and trying to tell me about sharing the word of Prophet Muhammad and all this sort of stuff. And like I say, everyone knows he's a paedophile. Like you get married at 6, consummate the marriage at 9 and stuff like that. We're sleepwalking into an Islamic state, guys. You've got people that want to implement Sharia law on the streets of the UK. You've got people fighting in Syria that come back to the country. That do they end up in prison like Tommy Robinson? No. They end up going back to their societies. Muslims live in segregated communities for the most part. And like I say, Muslims, the aim of Islam is simply world domination. And like I say, the British government and stuff like that, this Sajid Javid, the Home Secretary and stuff like that, I don't think he's got anything to do with the Tommy Robinson debacle, because obviously that's down to the Ministry of Justice. However, he is the Home Secretary, and I think he just made plans to let in another 8,000 migrants and stuff into this country and stuff. We live in a country with a third world population, with third world problems, where eventually us as white British, we're going to be the ethnic minority. We're going to be the minority because we're going to be outpopulated. There's going to be more Muslims and everything else than there are either of us. We'll become the minority. And like I say, they're outbreeding us, they're outpopulating us, and with terror attacks all around the world and stuff. You let me know what you think, guys. Like I say, I'm not an expert on it. I'm coming out from a prisoner's perspective, talking about the IEP status, talking about Tommy Robinson potentially being in a Cat C prison, less secure and stuff like that. What do you make of the fact he's gone from a prison with 7.4% Muslims, HMP Hull, to a prison with 30.4% Muslim population, if Tommy has indeed been transferred to HMP Honley, which again is run by the prison service, has got an operational capacity of 742. The less secure the prison, the less prison guards there are, the less cameras and stuff. Tommy is out there, guys, and like I say, by Tommy being in prison, if he gets killed in prison, I believe there'll be riots on the streets. I believe it'll be people power, and I believe that there'll be riots all over the country. But by putting Tommy in prison and trying to endanger his life, which they're obviously trying to do, they want him snuffed out. His population's actually growing, guys. I've never talked about Tommy Robinson before, and here I am. So like I say, people are standing up. Like I say, the moderates and stuff like that, too many sheep in wolf's clothing, right, we've become tolerant of the intolerable, guys. And like I say, when you're all wearing shavakavis and stuff and hijabs and burqas and stuff, you'll see what I was saying down the line. I'll be dead long before that though, guys. Anyway, going to leave this video here. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I said, coming at it from a former prisoner's perspective, but the state are trying to kill Tommy Robinson. It's as simple as that. Can't dress it up. Is what it is. Speak to you soon. Bye.